hello. Good evening, guys. Petito, hello. I'm glad somebody's excited. Siren, hello. Good to see you both. How are you tonight? My cat says hi. I don't know where he is right now. Oh, there he is. Siren! Hello! Alright. So there's a few things I gotta take care of first. Slothy! You just like using the late command, don't you? How are you doing tonight? Let me see if I can remember how to do this. There we go. Okay, there's your points. Cookies, Siren. Petito, we need to add your cookies from last month because you were the Stream Boss Streak Champ. Excited to see you, Pin. I'm excited to see you guys too. It's hard to believe it's been as long as it has. I needed the time though, I really did. 10,000. There we go. God. I don't even remember the score systems I have in place for things. Good, how are you doing? I haven't talked to you in months. It hasn't been that long, has it? But I'm doing well. I hope your summer was amazing, or as amazing as it can be during a pandemic. Did you have a good time off? Hey, Petito! 1 year! Thank you for the resub. You now have the platinum badge of panda awesomeness. No, that didn't sound right. Of pandaness. There we go. Oh. Siren! Holy crap, you're on the verge of 2 years. Thank you for the resub. You guys are awesome. I hope you know that. Here, let's get a party panda going. Oh my god, it's been so long. Oh, and thank you for starting the hype train. I wouldn't say that I had the last few weeks off. It was just a bit of a mental break for me for everything regarding streaming and Twitch and whatnot. Life still carried on, if that made sense. So, like, I didn't take a sabbatical or anything like that. I still had to go to work. I still had to deal with that and other things. So, that was mostly just about making sure my mental health gets back up there and I stop running myself ragged. What assassins are we going to assassinate? All of them. Well, actually, hopefully none of them, now that I think about it. We're not assassinating the assassins. They're kind of our allies. The cold ones. Right, understandable. Yeah. My time off from Twitch. Yeah. Bittersweet, I guess. Because, like, I needed the mental load of it all to just kind of go away for a bit. But at the same time, I missed y'all. You know? So you're saying life is strange? Oh, that was terrible. Petito, thank you for gifting that to Slothy. Slothy, you've got your badge of awesome pandaness again. Miss you too. Oh, Siren, you're making me blush over here. Thank you, Petito. That was very generous of you. But yeah, how have you guys been? I know I've been chatting with you intermittently on Discord, but catch me up. Shit. What? Oh, no, that's how you've been feeling? I was gonna do that. Oh, that's why you're saying shit. Okay. You had me worried there for a sec, Slothy. Well, Petito beat you to it, so... Doing good? Glad to hear that. Did the last of everyone's summer go well, I hope? Finishing up Road 96 in True Colors. How does True Colors rate on the Life is Strange scale? Like, is it your new favorite? Like, where is it? And I dodged a hurricane. Oh, God. Which one? There's Ida and what was the other one? Larry? Some L name. I don't remember what it was. Well, dodging is definitely good. I hope you're okay, as is the area that you're in. Yeah, crazy weather. We actually had a tornado in Ontario here. I want to say last week. I wasn't near it, so I'm okay, obviously. But yeah, it's scary because tornadoes aren't really normally a thing in this part of the country, and it seems to be now. So, Nicholas. Oh, so I was horribly wrong with Larry then. Okay. Well, stay safe, Petito. Everyone else that happens to be anywhere near it, I hope everyone's doing okay. In order of most favorite, 2 is still at the top, okay. True Colors, 1, and Before the Storm. So it's up there. That's pretty good. I'm now icing because I'm sore as heck. Oh, you're icing, okay. Sore from sports? Just literally like a gazillion different things that I could come up with that could result in sore body parts, so I'll let you divulge as much as you want to. So what do you think, guys? Should we probably jump into the game at some point? Oh, football, nice. I'm assuming you're talking about American football, not European, right? Alright. Let's jump back into it. Now, if I remember correctly, I spent the entire last stream I was live doing side stuff, trying to get money to buy something I didn't need to buy. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, so... Let's see if memory serves me well here. I have not iced at all and regretted it. Oh, jeez, yeah. Yeah, you gotta take care of yourself, Slothy. I don't know if it's a sport that you've always played or if this is something you've just gotten into, but... yeah, definitely take care of yourself. Where am I at here? Canadian football, he means. Hey, CFL is really a thing. I don't know all the different rules and how they differ from the NFL, but I do know it only has 3 downs. And I think the time between plays is different too. I don't watch a lot of American football, and I am subjected to even less Canadian football because American sports and American television completely overrides Canadian ones the majority of the time, so that's what I'm used to. Yes, American, I played ever since I could play against other towns. Oh, so you've been playing for a bit then, okay. Ooh, what is that? Oh. Okay. Ow! Yeah, it's gonna take me a little bit of time to remember how this works. So, my game plan for what's coming up is still the same as what I posted a few weeks ago, if anyone's
That's
wondering.
what she said.
Oh no, how did I forget about that? My cat's looking at me like he wants to get into mischief. So I'm hoping that I will finish this game before we get too close to October. And once that happens, I will jump into Spooktober games, and we will try to get the Spooky Panda going. We'll have Halloween-themed ghosts going across the screen and spooky, scary skeletons doing their little dance. It'll be a roaring good time. What you doing? Oh, you're dying. All right. Hi, kitty, please. Scoot, scoot, scoot. There we go. Sorry about that. Alright, well, we'll try that again in a sec. And your goalposts are in front of the goal line versus our posts are at the end. Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's more differences than that, but those are the more prominent ones, obvious ones, I guess. It's gonna take me some time. Okay, that was a good one. What kind of games will you be playing? Well, I can confirm once I get it. I haven't bought it yet, but I can confirm Resident Evil 3. That's kind of become my yearly spooky game series. First year of streaming, I did the HD remaster for 1. Last year I did 2, so I feel like I have to do 3 now. Plus, apparently it's really good, so why not? I have to look through my library and see what I've got a couple of ideas, but I want to see what all I have and what might be better. I literally haven't thought about Twitch or streaming until yesterday, so even though the plans haven't changed, I still have to iron out the specifics to it. God, Panda's gonna eat his cat like I would never do that. No way. Yeah, he's just chilling. For October, I'm gonna try Alien Isolation. That's a good game. Very long. My main issue with that was the pacing, but if that doesn't bother you, I imagine you will definitely like it, especially if you're an Aliens fan, just in general. I don't know where I am now. Apparently I am close. Siren, you're also planning on doing something similar, right? Do you have your games figured out? Oh, why did I do that again? Okay. Only lost half my health.
Has he lost his mind?
Yes, apparently I have. Alright, I guess we're just gonna take our sweet time. There we go. Have you played it before, Slothy? Like, you were... I remember when I was Actually, no, it might not have been you. Were you here when I was playing through it? I might be mixing up your reaction with when I was playing Prey. Now I think about it. Which is also a good game, by the way. DVD, well, yeah, that's fair. Dead of Night. Phasmophobia. Okay, so you're going with mostly multiplayer stuff. Really popular games, so I'm sure that'll do well. I, as you know, will go mostly for the single player stuff. Dead of Night, is that the hotel one? The click, point and click game? Trying to find more games, I don't know yet. I mean, you could do Amnesia. I mean, I may or may not. Sorry, I'm struggling to figure out what you're saying here, Slothy. Oh, Predator. That's one of those games. I bought it because I was so excited to give it a shot. Because conceptually, I love the idea for it. Like, if you're going to go with an asymmetrical multiplayer game, I feel like that would be perfect. But apparently, it is a little on the rough side, and no one else I knew was really interested in it, and then I just moved on. So, it was a very short-lived desire. I still own it somewhere. It's floating around in my collection, but I imagine I would still love that game, though, even, despite whatever flaws it may have. Just because I do enjoy the Predator series, like on its own. You know how I get scared easily? Yeah. I was gonna say, you've got it this time, but you never know. You never know how things are gonna hit. Shh. And are we still gonna play Krampus? Not for October. Seeing as that's the only Christmas game that we could find, despite it being spooky, I think we should probably save that for Christmas time. I imagine so, though. We might need to look into it a bit more. If it's like Dead by Daylight, we might need more players. But I'm still down. Do I have to? Why is there hay here? Have I done this already? Well, we're about to find out. Please, Ezio, don't jump to your doom again. I'm afraid to go too fast now. Oh, why would there be a memoir page sitting on the top of the highest point of this thing? Doesn't even make sense. Make it a pigeon feather. Oh, thank God. I was terrified. I'm sorry. Ezio's head would not exist if that was the way he dropped down there. Pin is down like a clown. Yep. Arma! Hello! How are you doing this evening? I hope you are well. So yeah, hopefully you guys are okay with kind of bearing with me here as I remember how to do this whole streaming thing and this whole assassinating thing. I don't know if I'm going to go the full 3 hours tonight. Also, just as a heads up. First day back, it was a long day. I'm not going to push myself, so if I'm up to it, I will go till midnight. If not, it will be an early night. Just a heads up. Galata Tower. A clue left behind by the Polos? Oh, like Marco Polo. Yeah, okay. Has brought Ezio to Galata Tower. Investigate the tower, but be careful. Complete the level within 6 minutes. I am definitely not going to. It's one of those. I remember these. It's one of those puzzle parkour levels, like what existed in Assassin's Creed 2 that I was so terrible at. This is going to be fun. Is Krampus on PC or PS4? Siren and I downloaded it from Steam. So if we do decide to play it, and I imagine, or I'm hopeful that we will, it will be that way. And if you decide to get it too, Slothy, you're welcome to join us. I don't know how I don't remember any details about it other than it's Christmas and it's spooky. Siren, do you remember, is it another asymmetrical multiplayer game? Like, is it like 1v4? Or 4v1, depending on your bend? Doing okay, long day. Yeah, but it's nice to be able to just kind of chill at home. Relax. It'll be better once the weekend hits, right? Okay, I'll look into it. Alright, cool. Alright, let's jump into this. Another thing I need to point out, I am tired, in case you couldn't tell. I'm going to be rambly. I'm likely going to say some silly things. Don't laugh at me too hard, please. Alright, I'm on a timer here. Let's go. I don't know what am I doing. Am I looking for a book? Good job, Ezio. Oh, okay. Don't hit the rocks. Gotcha. Well, that felt very Tomb Raider-ish. Explore the caverns below Galata. This way? And jump! I'm going this way, okay. Alright, well, you know what? If they're this stylized, then yeah, I will do more of these. Oh, thank God. I thought I was about to die horribly. Diversion! 26 months! It's almost a year! Oh my God, Diversion, thank you. 26 months. That's insane. How are you doing tonight, Diversion? I hope you are well. Welcome to the fail stream. Down here? Down here. Sure. There's almost too much going on here. I don't know where to explore first. Okay, no. Up here? Of course, up here. Recircle in midair, forming a lamp turn to execute a long jump. Oh, I see. jump. Oh, more things are happening. Oh my god, we got another hype train going. Arma! Thank you for the Prime sub. M. Not sure if that means something. I don't know what that means. Thank you so much, though. I appreciate you guys. You're awesome. Thank you. Welcome back. Hopefully your break was good. Yes, the mental break was definitely needed. Thank you. Pretty good. Just got through raiding. Got some sick loots. Hopefully no bags. Or purses. I can't remember. I think you said it was bags. So what are you streaming these days, Diversion? Because I remember before I took my break, you were talking about diving into hardcore again. And other things, actually, now I think about it. Hey, thank you guys again. You're awesome. This way, yeah. We're going this way? Yeah, okay. Oh. Oh. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just seeing a path and I'm taking it as a result. Okay, what just happened? That was weird. Oh, it's very wet here. Don't do it, Petito. I know you're thinking about it. Oh, we only hit a checkpoint. At least there's no enemies. That's the one thing I like about these. Damn it. You did start hardcore, okay, but it's kind of lost its charm, I think. Gonna pick something else up soon. Oh, really? Did you die? I have to ask that. I know that's happened to me. One of the first few times I played Fallout 4 on survival mode. For anybody that's not familiar with it, survival mode forces you to only save when you sleep. You can't just save whenever you want. And it also disables most autosave. So if you die and you haven't gone to sleep recently, you lose a lot of progress potentially. And I remember the first few times I started playing through that mode, and especially going through the glowing sea. That was rough. When I was trying to go through the glowing sea and I would die horribly, I had to stop for a while. So, was it something like that, or not yet? Okay, that's good. I'm guessing it's because you've already done it once, right? Like you said, it's lost its charm. You've done it already. Am I going up here? No, I was already up here. This is where I jumped down. Okay, so this way. Ezio, why do you gotta keep breaking things? I just realized all of this exists under that big Colada Tower. Like, what is all this? Like a previous city that was just built on top of, or? Am I about to free fall into the water? Well, let's find out. Yes, yes, I am. So if you do switch it up to version, what are you thinking about playing? Why am I hearing beeping? Oh! Oh, who cares? Well, that was pointless. I thought I discovered something cool nearby. Nope. Just failure beeps. Up. Sorry, sometimes I get quieter when I'm sleepy too. 1 sec, I'm just gonna get some water. Okay, there we go. Don't break. Don't do it! Ezio, it's all your fault. But wait. Am I here? No, it's just a box. Okay. Use Eagle Sense to find any hidden secrets. Well, let's just loot all the boxes first. Alright, cool. Oh, right. Hey, I remembered which button it was. Apparently I located my target. Alright, what do we got? Oh, we're hunting keys. Okay. Well, that's kind of the whole point of why this game exists, so I guess that's a good thing. Two of five. Oh, thank God. I thought it was going to force me to figure out how to get out. Bomb men under thunder bombs for ranged attacks in a short... What? I've forgotten the heavy emphasis of blowing things up this game has. So who all here watched the PlayStation Showcase? And thoughts? Where are you trying to get me to go here, game? Oh, that's what that is. Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Oh, father, is that you?
Is it glowing, or is there just enemies going through the Assassin's Creed symbol? Subtle.
Will you not part with just a coin or two?
Nope.
I'm sorry you cannot bear my desperation.
Okay, ball's in the way. Moving on. I didn't, but I saw the highlights. I am indifferent. I mean, I'm not terribly too surprised. You're a PC gamer, not a console gamer, so... I gotta say, the Wolverine game was a nice little hidden bonus. That one I'm excited for. Like, Insomniac seems to have proven themselves that they can do wonders with Marvel IPs, so... At least with Spider-Man, so I'm very anxious to see what they do with Wolverine.
By the damnable acts of the Assassin Brotherhood, we must work together to bring...
Please shut your pie hole. Thank you. Excuse me. Oops. God, how much have I forgotten of this game? Alright. Are we in our den? Home base? Whatever? Um, are we about to have a Desmond scene? Or am I supposed to be walking right now? No, okay.
You held fire in your hand, old man. It should have been destroyed.
Destroy the only thing capable of ending the Crusades and creating true peace? Never.
Forgive me for this, Mentor. But the apple corrupted you, and through you it would have corrupted us. For us to live, you had to die.
Is it truly over? Is that sorcerer dead?
He was no sorcerer. Just an ordinary man in command of illusions. Have you prepared the pyre?
I have, but... Altair, some of the men will not stand for such a thing.
Let me handle it.
The Mentor's Wake. Altair has killed his mentor. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. For betraying the assassins, make sure that is truly dead and that the assassins understand why. Do not lose more than 3 synchronization points. Oh, that's supposed to be my health, isn't it? Yeah, okay.
Are you fit to travel?
Well enough.
Still nothing that makes me want to buy a PS5 yet. That game did look really good. I mean, it's way too early to say. It was literally like a snippet. But the prospects, the possibilities are what get me excited for it. So, like I said, they did a really good job with the first Spider-Man. And I've heard nothing but good things about Miles Morales, even though I haven't played it yet. And the trailer for Spider-Man 2 looks amazing as well, so they're keeping busy though, that's for sure. But yeah, a lot of their big stuff, except for Wolverine, tended to be sequels. Now I think about it. I mean, Forbidden West, even though it wasn't in the showcase, that's a sequel. God of War, which I didn't know that was supposed to end the Norse mythology. Like, why is there only 2? I feel like they could have added at least another one to make it a trilogy, but I guess if that's the story they want to tell, that's the story they want to tell. And then Spider-Man 2, obviously.
Yes.
I asked Malik to ride to Jerusalem with news of Al-Mulim's death. Would you ride to Acre and do the same?
Of course.
That's a lot of health. Not that it matters.
Am I hallucinating? What happened? So much confusion. What is happening?
Excuse me, friends.
How did it get to this?
Alright, so this is immediately after the events of the first game, for anyone that's
The cause of this confusion?
I do not believe
interested.
What has happened here?
Our mentor deceived us all. The Templars corrupted him.
Where is your proof?
Walk with me, Abbas, and I will explain.
And if I find your answers wanting?
I will talk until you are satisfied. Do you remember the artifact we recovered from Robert the South in Solomon's Temple?
The artifact you were sent to retrieve? What others delivered?
Yes. It is a Templar tool. The Apple of Eden. It can conjure illusions and control men's minds. A deadly weapon.
And you believe Al-Mualim fell under its spell?
I do. Today he used the apple to enslave Masyaf. You saw that for yourself.
I do not know what I saw.
Listen, Abbas. The apple is safe in Al-Mulim's study. When I'm finished here, I will show you all I know.
Hi, kitty.
Altair! No!
I must know that he cannot return.
But this is not our way. To burn a man's body is forbidden.
Defiler!
Hear me out. This body could be another one of Al-Mulim's phantoms. I must be certain.
Lies! All your life, you have made a mockery of our creed. You bend the rules to suit your whims, while belittling and humiliating those around you.
Restrain him!
Did you not hear him? Al-Mualim is bewitched.
Ah!
Why is it warning me to remain in the area? It's not even loaded yet.
You can't just do whatever you please, idiot!
Sorry, hold on, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Spider-Man was done very well. Not trying to be a movie game was the best move. Yeah, exactly. It just wanted to do its own thing and tell its own story, and it did that really well. And I hope they continue to do that. Honestly, though, I'm shocked that they're going to be bringing Venom into the sequel. I figured that they would wait until a later iteration, like 3 or something. Oh, it's going to be so good. I can't wait. Alright.
Shit! Alright, you win! I can take care of us! Stay away from me! Yeah!
Well, there's one. Oh, I'm disarming.
Ah! No need to kill me! We could be friends! You could just let me go, no?
Ah, there's 2.
Just let me go, please! No need to pressure him! Do not reason! I will do anything! You will not go through!
Took me a second to realize I'm not trying to kill
What
them.
did I tell you, Altair?
Abbas! Stop!
What did you think would happen when you murdered our beloved mentor?
You loved Al-Mulim less than anyone! You blamed him for all your misfortune, even your father's suicide.
My father was a hero!
This is not the time to quarrel over the past. We must decide what to do with that weapon.
Whatever this artifact is capable of, you are not worthy to wield it!
No man is.
It is beautiful, is it not?
What? Oh, there we go. Jeez. Okay, still hurt you. The hay doesn't help. No, Altair, what are you doing? Okay. Oh, there we go. Get up! Oh, my boss is so dead. I love time parkour. It's we can go burr. Alright, get up there, please. Nice. Oh god. No! Well, okay. Yay, I guess. Oh god. Get up! Get up! Okay.
What was that? Are they dead?
Forgive me. I did not know.
Have you anything to teach us? Or will you lead us all to ruin?
Apparently he spoke the magic words to make it stop. Hey! I actually got 100% sync on that. That was awfully generous of the game. Hey, protection as plus 1 armor. Hey, you gotta try. Okay, so every key we find, we're gonna be experiencing a little bit of Altair's life. I'm good with that.
Altair. Barely 26 and already a Grandmaster in command of a divided order. How does one cope with such responsibility and unlimited power?
Oh, did we finish a chapter? We must have. The game's going weird. Yay! Sequence 4. I have no idea. Siren, are you still here? Or
I made the acquaintance of an Ottoman prince named Suleiman. He's a clever young man, with a fortitude uncommon for his age. On his suggestion, I will be investigating some wayward Janissaries, who may be in league with the Templars. With luck, they will lead me straight to the core of the Templars' leadership. Meanwhile, the Venetian Sophia Sartor continues to help me find the hidden Mazyav keys. She is a diligent woman, full of passion and vigor, and I enjoy her company immensely. But I dare not tell her the purpose of my stay here. nor of my true vocation. Those who do not volunteer in our struggle should not be forced to fight it.
Maybe she would if she was aware of your struggle. You know she's going to come up as a plot point later, though. More than just for gathering books. Heir to the Empire. Okay, let me... Gotta get to sleep. Have a good night. Glad to see you back. Thank you, Diversion. I appreciate that. And thank you for the resub as well. I hope you have a wonderful night. Bring up. There we go. I need to see something. Just bear with me here for a sec, guys. I need to see if the game's trophies tells me how long it is. Wow. There we go. Okay. Desmond sequence 2? Desmond sequence 1. What does it mean? DNA sequence 9. So it looks like maybe 9 or 10, potentially. But I haven't done any Desmond sequences, so I don't know, is that supposed to be this game's DLC? Or is that actually something that's going to pop up? I mean, it's part of the main set of trophies, so it shouldn't be DLC, correct? I mean, we have returned to Animus Island, so maybe there's supposed to be something there? I don't know. Are you Desmond Miles? Who wants to know? Oh, nice. Get to go straight ahead. You? Yeah, okay.
You see this rack? Incredible quality. Your feet will love you more than your wife does.
I'm not married.
Ah, you are better off. Come, feel it.
You have sold well today.
I have not sold a thing. The Janissaries confiscated most of my rocks just because they were imported.
Do you know Tariq Barletti, their captain?
He's around here somewhere, an arrogant man, but... You insult me, sir. I cannot take less than 200 aksha for this. My final offer.
When I find him, I will ask about the rugs.
You drive a hard bargain, Yabanche. Shall we compromise at 180? 180 aksha. We part as friends.
Ezio and Solomon suspect that the Janissary captain, Tariq Barletti, God, this font is awkward to read, is involved with the Templars. Find and tail him to learn more. Sure.
There he is.
Raiding party!
Oh, dear Lord. Unspoken, hello. Orsuma, thank you for the follow. Not my name. With line Derek. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for the follows. Adri8460, thank you very much for the follow. Shattered Monkey. Thank you. Oh my god, guys. Oh, Batito's dead. Orsuma, welcome to Stream Buzz. And thank you for the tier 1 sub. Skip, thank you for the sub. Seabass, thank you for the follow. Oh my god, guys, this is my first day back. Did I miss anybody? I apologize if I missed anyone. Lesbo Witchcraft, thank you for the follow. I think that's everybody. Okay. Dang it. Skip, yeah, you were trying to time it. I knew it. How is everybody? Here, let me give you a quick shout out here. Unspoken. Last playing Donkey Kong Country. Oh, you went old school. That's right. How was that? Much love, dude. Welcome back. Thank you. Levi, hello. Good morning. How are you doing today? Where am I at here? Oh my god. Orsuma, thank you for the gifted subs. Who do we got here? LSR, Super Shredder, and Sassy Taboo. Oh god, I haven't seen her in ages. Thank you so much for those gifted subs. That is crazy generous of you. Welcome, everybody. Super Mario Sandra, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I am great getting ready for work. Oh, I feel your pain. I'll be in that situation in about 10 hours. So yeah, I am Happy Panda 79. This is my first stream back in a few weeks. I took a bit of a mental health break to maintain some sanity, so forgive me if I'm sounding a little bewildered. Petito, thank you for gifting Levi that sub. Much appreciated. Oh wow, level 2 hype train. Skip, thank you for the bits. So yeah, I am the happiest of pandas. I am a variety streamer that concentrates mostly on games that have a narrative to them, story-based games such as Assassin's Creed Revelations. Petito, thank you for gifting. I'm struggling to catch up here. Okay. Petito, thank you for gifting Adri that sub. Let me know if I'm mispronouncing any names, by the way, guys. Shattered Monkey, thank you for the bits. Siren, you are still here. Good to see. Thank you for the bits. Siren, are you trying to sneak in that, what's it called? Stream boss. That's it. Words. Words are hard. Alright. Well, actually, we got a raid. We got to do a raid rave. This is our first raid rave in weeks. Alright, Unspoken, if you're still here, this is for you. Apparently, I don't have enough cookies. Hold on. Petito. Thank you for gifting Shattered Monkey that tier 1 sub. And welcome back to Stream Boss. Orsuma, thank you for the bits. Oh my god, welcome back. I hope your first day back has been great. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. I mean, I've just met pretty much most of, like, all of you guys, and you're so awesome. Thank you. Yes, for anyone that does not know, maple cream cookies are my favorite. That's why I have an emote devoted to it. Let me give myself some points. Unspoken. This is the best community for real. I concur. Thank you for the resub. There we go. Okay. I missed something. Somebody said something about maple cream cookies. Those sound divine. Oh my god, they are. They are my favorite cookie. I kind of am a cookie fiend. I'm pretty sure I'm distantly related to the Cookie Monster when he was still the Cookie Monster. But, yeah, maple cream is definitely my favorite, bar none. I've got many favorites, but it's the top. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? There we go. Unspoken, thank you again for bringing so many awesome people over his way. I greatly appreciate it. Plaid Cat, hello. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. So for anyone that is familiar with my Party Pandas and the Raid Raves, I do intend on adding more in the future so we can have some variety. I'm thinking about revamping a few things regarding my stream, so we will see how that goes as time permits. Yeah, Plaidcat followed shortly before I went on my break. Petito, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub to Plaidcat. And we've completed a level 3 hype train. Guys, thank you so much. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I met Plaidcat through some your stream or maybe Skip's. I don't know. It's yeah. So, is anybody here Assassin's Creed fans? Oh yeah, I'm on Twitter, but I rarely use it, so. Alright. Oh, I'm losing him. Okay. Hopefully you guys aren't very good at these games, because this is going to be very cringy if you are. I am not a good assassinator. That's the official title I gave myself. Skip doesn't like it. Yes, played AC Odyssey. Oh, I missed that. Hold on. Nobody is an Assassin's Creed fan. Skip. I like the first and third. I like the story of the first one. It got a little repetitive for me, but the story was definitely good to the point where I was able to see it through. It was through Skip streams. Whoa, Siren still... See, Skip, this is what happens when you provoke Siren. Siren, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs. And completing the tier, or level 4? Yeah, level 4 hype train. Oh my god. Let me see what Orsuma said here. Played AC Odyssey, still trying to make my way through Valhalla. That game is insanely huge. I watched a bit of Skip and Siren playing through it, and there's a lot of game to that. I'm terrified of that, to be honest with you. I heard Skip streams are awesome. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. So awesome, I heard he recently completed the Dingus Challenge. Dude, they just watched me suffer in DK. How is that going, by the way? I have a love-hate relationship with that game because I'm so terrible at it, but I love it. I'm bad at these games too. I get nervous and sweaty. Oh, good. It's not just me. I am so terrible when it comes to anything that has a heavy stealth element to it. If it's simple stealth, yeah, okay. Like Skyrim, for example. Or Fallout. They have simple stealth. That's fine. These games, like Hitman, oh god, no. I would be horrible at that. Valhalla is so good. That's what I hear. Eventually, I'll maybe get around to it. So who did you get here with your tier 1 subs here, Siren? You got Janice, Rebel Loop. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that person. Ghost Reaper. Oh, wow, that's a name I haven't seen in ages. And Cynical Rack. I'm not familiar with them either. Oh, and Panda Merchant. Saw one at the end here. I've played all the AC games except for Valhalla, but 2 is probably my favorite of the originals. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Okay. Full disclosure, this game is, like, blind for me. I have not played this. This is my first time through this game. I've played 1, 2, and Brotherhood. So I'll try to tell this story quickly so that I don't bore everybody. So I got into the series late, and I was working with somebody who was a hardcore Assassin's Creed fan, and this was when 4 was to be released. So there was some hype surrounding that, and I had already heard some of the promotion for it, where you don't play as Desmond, you play as quote unquote yourself, going into the Animus to relive the pirate's name. I don't remember the pirate's name, but whatever his adventures were. And I didn't. The whole reason why I was into these games in the first place was because I liked the Desmond and the modern aspect of it. Well, my hardcore AC fan coworker ruined, or spoiled, I guess is a better word, the third game's ending for me, which I will not say in case anybody here doesn't want the same thing to happen to them. But long story short, I kind of just lost interest with the series. So I finished through Brotherhood just to finish it off because I was almost done, and then I kind of stopped after that. So this series was requested by another viewer, so I've been playing through them again more recently to try to see how all the events now. So that's why most of them are blind for me, and that's my story. Yeah, Valhalla is definitely the one that people seems to love the most. I mean, it's got the Norse theme to it and whatnot. Like, I can definitely see why people are attracted to it. Janice, hello. Glad to see you here. How are you doing tonight? Planning on getting it at some point? Thanks for the gift sub. I beat it tonight, starting 2 next. Oh, nice! Congrats and spoken. Did you play it by yourself, or did you play it with Enchanted or somebody? Because that game is a whole different pile of bananas when you are playing it with a friend or loved one. Love Fallout. I agree. I'm a big fan of Fallout. I'm going to potentially trigger some people. What is your favorite? Do you have a favorite game? Thank you, everybody that contributed to the Level 4 Hype Train, by the way. You are all amazingly awesome. My favorite is New Vegas, which we can talk about if that's something that people don't get upset about. Some people can be very passionate about it. All AC is amazing. I will bite my tongue. Hello, Enchanted. How are you tonight? I was talking bourbon in another chat. Oh, I've been going through. I got gifted a while back this ginormous bottle of Crown. So I haven't been looking at any scotches recently. So I'm sorry if I disappoint you, Janice. But I've been going through that. But I recently actually finished it off, so I might have to go scotch hunting soon. Oh God, people are discovering. Yes, we do have a currency here. It's not channel points. It's through the stream elements. And of course it's cookies, because we all love cookies. Oh, Skip starting the raffle. How far behind am I? I'm sorry. I will catch up. I swear. Edward Kenway. Is that the pirate from AC4? Skip, did you rig the raffle? Sorry. Hey, better late than never, Enchanted. Yeah, don't feel bad, not my name. Yeah, you get 20 cookies every 10 minutes. Plus you can gamble. This is the reason why I don't have channel points, is because you can gamble them, you can share them. You earn them when if you decide that you want to give bits or sub or anything like that. So I feel like there's lots more ways that you can get cookies this way, and that's why I've stuck with it. Pile of bananas. Yeah. What's wrong with a pile of bananas, Skip? Fallout 3. Okay. I like the setting, and I like the story for the most part. I did not like the ending. Oh my god, that cat is amazing. Spoken. I love that. That is awesome. I helped the little siren for a minute and come back to a raid. I missed it. Well, I mean, you're here now, so it's okay.
That's what she said.
Glad to hear you're doing well. I prefer 3's locations to New Vegas. Yeah, that's completely subjective. I like the locations that both of those games have, to be honest. Oh man, we drinking? Someday, I don't normally drink on stream. You will notice there is a lack of camera. But even if I did have a camera, I don't drink on stream. I don't know, maybe someday. Where am I at here? How are you, Panda? I am doing well. I am overwhelmed by the awesomeness that everybody has shown here tonight. But otherwise, I am doing well. Thank you for asking. A Canadian was gifted a bottle of Crown. I don't believe it. Yep. Far-fetched, right? I don't know if anybody else is Canadian in chat, by the way. I do know that a couple of Unspoken and Enchanted community members have said that they're Canadian. I am from Ontario, for anybody that's curious. Most of these people are hardened gambling addicts from Enchanted streams. Oh no. I am not enabling anybody. If your problems get worsened by the gambling of cookies, I am not to blame. Where am I at here? I was thinking the same thing. This is like Enchanted After Dark. Oh god. Yeah, I'm always an evening streamer, so like I know, right? The cat is that's okay. I see the Kappa face there, Petito. Wait, we drinking? Okay, yes, Janice, we are drinking. Panda is the 6th guy. Sure, why not? You do be running through the 6 with his woes. Yes, indeed. You guys are... Oh, God. Alright. It looks like I finally caught up. I'm sorry. I do try to make sure I catch everybody and what they say. So I apologize to anybody that just wants me to carry on with the game already. Here we go. If you're waiting on awesome gameplay, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Oh, don't look at me. No. Wait, why are you looking at me again?
You heard the Hatip yesterday? The stewards are confiscating the council funding for the Darushifa. We cannot afford to run it from donations alone. The quality of care...
Of all Mehmet's accomplishments, I'm beginning to think this bazaar was the finest. If you have no business here, you do not belong. Lead the way!
Uh-oh.
To the illustrious Janissaries.
Proof of concept that pandas are not good at stealthing. We're waiting on Canadian gameplay. Well, here you go. Did I miss anything? Drake who? We got Panda. I like that you think that Panda streams are better than Drake. I mean, sure. Totally comparable. I like it. We are the rate of chatters. I am very glad to hear that because, or read that, I guess. I like to be chatty. Quit staring at me, Swan. Sorry. Is that a reference to something? Because I see Swan and all I think is Fallout 4. I gotta watch that soon. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's something I'm not understanding. I'm also oblivious to, like, everything, so you might have to explain certain references. I was watching Happy Gilmore today. Oh my god, I haven't seen that in ages. I love that movie. Panda has broads in Atlanta. Well, don't tell everybody that, Skip. God, I think Billy Madison was next. Was next? Do you have a list unspoken of different Adam Sandler movies you're watching, or Atlanta broads are scary? Why do you say that, Janice? I watched Beverly Hills Ninja a couple of days ago. Is that the one with Chris Farley? And the guy from Mortal Kombat, Robin Shue, I think his name was? Oh, it's from Billy Madison. Okay. I saw that movie once. I don't remember. The only thing... Sorry. I remember a couple of things from it. I remember him trying to win a spelling bee or spelling contest in second grade or something like that. And I remember him in some sort of a game show style trivia scenario near the end of the movie where he gives this very long-winded explanation on macroeconomics or something like that, and he compares it to a puppy. I don't remember exactly what it was. Something like that. It's I don't know, maybe my memory's just shot. As I say this, I realize how ridiculous it sounds. Okay, this was so much fun, but... Oh. But I have to head to bed, or try to anyways. See many of you later. Plaidcat, thank you for swinging by. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Now that I want to watch again. Beverly Hills Ninja. I remember that was a good time. Atlanta in itself is crazy. Craziest drivers. GA's Georgia, I'm guessing, overall, to be honest. Is it real? Yeah? Well, Atlanta's known for its gambling, is it not? Like, it's a good alternative if you don't want to go to Vegas. That's what I hear. I have no idea if there's any truth to that. It was Chris Farley, okay. I get really sad when I think we missed out on 20 years and counting of Chris Farley. I know. I mean, he had a lot of good hits that you can kind of watch and enjoy at least. Plus, he was from SNL originally, right? One of those shows. I don't remember. I think it was SNL, but it could have been Mad TV. I don't remember. Where are we at here? Very true. I also feel that way about John Candy. When I was a young Panda Cub, I remember watching... My parents were fans of two of his films specifically. I always mix the two up, though. The Great Outdoors and Summer Rental, I want to say, is the other one. I know Uncle Buck was really popular, too, but I don't really remember that. I don't even know if I saw it. Chicago traffic is the worst. I'll take your word for it. I've only heard that New York City traffic is the worst. Which, considering it's one of the biggest cities in the States, that seems to make sense to me. Like, if I ever ended up in New York City, I feel like I would just walk everywhere. Where am I at here? I've lost my place here. Okay, Atlanta is known for strip clubs. Petito, are you trolling me? Or is that a real thing? Because I heard that it was known for, like, well, like I said, gambling. Atlanta has got good Korean food. Sure. Spaceballs. Oh yeah, I forgot it was Spaceballs. I've seen it once. I remember Rick Moranis and his giant Vader head. And obviously John Candy with the half Chewbacca costume thing going on. That's I mainly remember the costumes. That's about it. John Candy, I know. Atlanta's known for traffic and heat, hence Hotlanta. I have never heard anyone say Hotlanta before, but I will take your word for it, Janice. I recently saw Planes. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Yes, that one was my favorite John Candy film. I completely forgot. That was the Thanksgiving movie. I forgot about that. We would watch it, and we would watch it despite the fact that it centers around American Thanksgiving in November, not Canadian Thanksgiving. Is that really a nickname for Atlanta? I'm curious, too. Yes, I've heard Hotlanta before. Really? Okay. You learn something new every day. All right. Been a while since I saw that. Oh, God, it's so good. I kind of want to see it again now. This entire state feels like a warm armpit. I'm sorry that you feel like it's an armpit. It's from a song from the 70s. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Spaceballs. I'm a Mog. Half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend. Is it bad that as soon as I read Mog, all I could think was Final Fantasy? Dude, I love John Candy. I know, he was so good. You? Oh, the warm armpit comment, yeah. Yes, the Allman Brothers. It debuted on their live album at Fillmore East. Released in July 1971, the fifth track on the album, Hotlanta, is a nickname for Atlanta, Georgia, and is a portmanteau of the words hot in it. Really? Did it actually explain that it's an amalgamation of the two words? Wow. Well, all right. Maybe I will check out that song after the stream and see how good it is. That's in Spaceballs, yeah? One of mine as well, Great Minds. Changes categories, that's just chatting. Skip. Shh. I caught up. I'm at the end of the chat now. I can go back to the game. I was watching a just chatting stream and a gameplay broke out. Oh, you guys are silly. Fine. I will fail some more, okay? Just for you. Oh.
It was nice of all Mehmet's accomplishments, I'm beginning to think this bazaar was the finest. If you have no business here, you do not belong. Lead the way.
Okay, theoretically, I should be fine, right? Yes!
No loitering.
Oops, sorry.
If you have no business here, you do not belong.
Oh, I don't like this. I'm way out in the open.
God bless the Janissaries.
Sat behind his ring of stewards of Byzantium and issued decrees that would render.
Go, 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 go. Oh, that was handy. Oh, I didn't fail. Holy crap.
This is
Miracles do happen.
meeting. Make sure I am not being followed.
Why do I think I know that one?
No.
When I was a young man, there was a baker who worked right here.
Is there anybody to hire? Or am I just supposed to go yoink? Yoink! Get up there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why is there nothing but roofs here? Alright, well, there's the failure. Waiting in hay simulator. It worked. We know pandas can't stealth, okay? Don't judge me. So I have never heard that song before, but it is really good. Sounds like something you'd hear coming out of a bar, walking down the street on a Friday night in a college town. I can get behind that. So what you're saying is I should pour myself a drink before I listen to it, maybe? Glad to see you back, Panda. Thank you, Unspoken. Sorry to have brought a massive party. That's okay, Unspoken. I appreciate the love that you sent here my way. That was awfully nice of you to do that. Yeah, the community you guys have formed is just awesome. So thank you for bringing them over and let me meet them all. As much fun as I'm having, I must say good night. I have to get up early. Thanks for a great time. Have a great night all. Shatter Monkey, it was great to meet you. Thank you so much for hanging out here and coming with the raid. Hopefully we'll see you again. Have a wonderful evening. Lies, you're not sorry. Shh, I'm trying to woo. Oh. Unspoken, please. Nothing can interrupt the woo. I can get behind that, of course. I should have known. You must have missed this, eh, Petito? Me obliviously saying things that are just so easy to laugh at. Oh, God, I forgot. I actually forgot quotes were a thing. Uh-oh, she wants us to marry her, guys? What? What? I don't remember what game that's from at all. Went to check something. I don't ban everyone. I think I missed something there. Never know what the cards hold. Monkey Madness can show up anywhere. Night again. I love that. Alright, take care. Have a wonderful evening. Oh, that's what we were doing? FF13 referring to Sarah, maybe? What's the quote? Oh, yeah, that could be it, yeah. That's probably what it is. Because I think there's only, like, about 90 quotes, so that's fairly late in the list. Anonymous! Random generous person. Thank you for gifting Enchanted that. Tier 1 sub. Enchanted, now you've got your wonderful badge of pandaness. Thank you so much. Again, I have to say this. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for making my return back to streaming just memorable. Do I have to hide in the hay again? Oh. No, I'm just gonna get stabbed. Okay. Why? I'd follow him and murder him, but you know, priorities. Oh, I guess I could have sat down. Alright, let's sit. There we go. So for anybody that was here during FF13 and is curious when 13.2 is coming, that will be sometime after Spooktober ends. And I am actually very anxious to play that game. Oh god, I have to climb more walls. And jump! No. You saw nothing. Okay. If you look down an alleyway and someone was coming, and then they quickly did an about face and went the other way, would you not think that was suspicious? I love gameplay mechanics. It's so great. Alright, sorry, let me catch up while we're paused. Yeah, Anonymous, slap Siren or skip. Don't be mean to Siren. She's your stream boss. Pandar, you have 5 slots yet? Yeah, that was part of my goal for last year. 2020. That was what, if I got my 5 slots opened up, that was what prompted me to do the 24-hour stream for my 2nd anniversary. Which, Skip, you were a big contributor for that. So thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, oh, yeah, okay. You already explained it. Yeah. Oh, I miss playing this game. You'd probably be playing it better than me, too. Are you a huge AC fan, Adri? Is it Adri? Is there a specific way you want your name pronounced? Again, apologies if I'm mispronouncing anybody's name. Just let me know. Can't wait to see you play 13.2. Yes, I've got 13.2 and I've got Lightning Returns, which are all on the list. It's going to be good. I want to try this cookie so bad still. I'm shocked that you guys don't have maple cream cookies in the States. Given the amount of different chocolate bars and the amount of flavored pops or sodas that exist in the States, well, I don't know how good they would be. That's the thing. Enchanted, hopefully someday, if you ever find yourself in Canada or something, hopefully you're able to find yourself a really good tasting maple cream cookie. It's so good. I may not face this Demons and play 13 after setting it aside so many years ago. Yeah, so I'll be playing 13 too one of these days. Yeah, Basically. Well, yeah, 13-2 and Lightning Returns, yeah. I always wanted to play them. So, quick funny story behind that, Orsuma. I don't know if you've played the first one. It's about 13 chapters long. My original playthrough, however many years ago it was, I stopped because I was stuck at a certain part, and I had always meant to go back to it to grind up and try to face it again, whatever I was stuck at, and I just never got back to it again. I thought it was fairly early in the game, and it turns out it was chapter 12. So, I was through the vast majority of the game before I stopped. And once this realization hit me during my last playthrough of it, it was saddening and it was hilarious at the same time. I remember the mechanics being super overwhelming. Yep, I can concur there. Super Shredder, hello! How are you doing tonight? You found his own... Oh, yeah, you explain... Okay, yeah. Skip, you're telling my stories before I can tell them. It's fine. I'm just teasing. Yeah. But I didn't know it was only 13 chapters to the game, so... This is another thing we don't have in the States. Yeah, I guess not. I am actually genuinely sad for you guys. Like, you have 18 different million flavors of Oreo, but you don't have maple cream cookies. That saddens me. So, we can do a face reveal sub-call. No, my face reveal will occur whenever I go to TwitchCon. That is when that will happen. Or if I just go completely crazy and decide to actually get a camera on stream. TwitchCon is likely to happen first, though. Let's just make sure that's clear. I played the first one before on Xbox 360. Yeah, I originally played it on the PS3. I'm kind of a Sony fan. I'm not a hardcore Sony fan. I'm not going to be like the current Xbox lineup. I'm actually stoked for. It actually makes me want to get almost a Series X. I'm really tired tonight. If I ramble, I apologize. Anyways, don't leave us hanging like that for the second part. No, I will get there. When I play different series, I don't do them all back to back. I kind of break it up. Because I'm a variety streamer, different people will come in to see different games. And if anybody's not a fan of Final Fantasy, I mean, they're already long games to begin with. So I don't want to have like 3 back-to-back Final Fantasies if people don't want to see that. So that's why I tend to break them up. So yeah, that will happen after this game is done, Revelations. I've got Spooktober coming up. So I've got spooky games that we'll be playing throughout October. So it'll likely be early November that I will be playing 13-2. That's how it's looking. And I passed and played the second one too. Okay. Get in the frickin' hole, guy? What? Oh, the thing said out of context. I have no idea. Maybe I was talking Altair. You can hide in different, like, wells and stuff. Maybe I was telling him to get in the friggin' hole. So, gotta go to work. Have a nice stream. Levi, thank you for hanging out here. I appreciate that. I hope work treats you well. And have a good day. Grow your cookies. That one was one that Hubert really wanted to be quoted. So that's why that's quoted, for anyone curious. Dude, Spooktober is going to be fun. Arma, I can confirm. I haven't bought it yet, but I can confirm I intend on getting Resident Evil 3. So I am hopeful that you will swing by and maybe help us out, help a panda out if he's stuck, or flesh out the lore. For anybody that is not following Armaverse, by the way, let's do a quick shout out for him there. He does a lot of scary games. He's kind of branching out into more family-friendly titles like Zelda and Mario RPG. I almost said Mario Party for some reason. So if that kind of stuff interests you, please check him out. I'm a fan of Kentucky Fried Chocobo. Does that count? I think so, yeah. Ooh, scary games. Hopefully. Gonna be playing an SCP game in October. I'm expecting to be scared senseless. What's an SCP game? Unspoken seems to have knowledge on what that is. Are you obsessed with these cookies as I am? I'm trying to see if I can ship them. There's gotta be... Oh, glorious. So apparently it's starting to storm outside, so if you hear rumblings in the background, it's just some thunder. Okay, I think it was Diversion. He was telling me about a specialty cookie store, shop, bakery, what have you, that exists in New York City, I believe. And you can actually order through their website, and they have like a gazillion different varieties that you can get shipped. And apparently the cookies are amazing. I would like to think that theoretically they, at the very least, like a specialty bakery might have something like that. And she made them. Nice. That's me. Ever since he told me to make this emote, yes. Well, maybe someday I will round up some cookies and I will try to ship some to people who are intrigued by its amazingness. Yeah, I'll definitely be there. Arma, you're awesome. Yep, that'd still be thunder. I think she made most of Panda's emotes. Unspoken, or no, you're Unspoken. Enchanted actually made all my emotes. She also made my logo. Which, Enchanted, by the way, I don't know if you've made yourself any kind of a panel to promote your art. I've kind of got a blurb linked to your Twitch channel down below. I don't know if you're on mobile or if you're on PC, but if you're on PC, on the bottom right, I've got something there for you. So if you have like any kind of like a Warsuma, holy crap. Thank you for the tier 3 sub. Dang. I'm just floored. Whoa. Well, I demand all the emotes. There are a couple that are locked behind bits. But yeah, you've got access to... Oh god, I just opened up my emotes and a whole plethora of things came up. You've got access to my medic one, or the RIP one, at tier 2, and I believe Game Face at tier 3. Wow. This is what happens when you've been off your Twitch stream for several weeks. You forget everything. How did that not kill Siren? It is not based on tier. It does 500 damage, whatever sub you do. The only one where that's bits and donations are different, but for some reason tiers, it just is oblivious to what level you tier at. So I tried to get it to work, it failed, I gave up. I apologize. Siren of the Sea. Yep. I don't have any in mind yet, just fillers. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's Game Face. that's the face you'll be Orsuma will be making once maple cream cookies come to pass. Okay, I'm getting rambly again. I apologize. Let's carry on.
You there. I will be back tomorrow. And if you have not disposed of all this foreign-made garbage, I will confiscate it myself and throw it into the Bosphorus. Lead the way.
Wow, this guy is just... Oh, you're in there. Okay. Jump, jump, jump. No, don't jump up the non-climbable thing. There we go. Checkpoint reached. All you gotta do is see them, and your counter resets. Uh-oh. Bye. Uh-oh. I did not foresee this. Uh-oh. He sees me. Apparently me dropping from the sky didn't matter. I feel like I'm being led into a trap.
What news?
Manuel has agreed to meet you, Tarek. He's waiting by the arsenal gate.
An eager old weasel, isn't he? Come.
Why did I just get money? Oh, I didn't even see the synchronization. I refuse to use your... Oh, we are done. Okay. Well, that was... I like the words. Why is there no music? Alright. Apparently we have choices. Sorry, I'm seeing things move on the chat here and I'm not reading it. Let me correct this. Orsuma has game face, indeed. I'm glad my husband and I don't share bank accounts. I feel like this is money well spent versus the atrocious amount of money I spent on gacha games. Love supporting y'all. Orsuma, thank you so much. You are awesome. To throw a tier 3 sub at somebody you just met is just... I lack the words. Thank you. That's all I can come up with. Thank you so much. Sneaky panda. You should have put quotes on the sneaky. I spent over $400 one month last year on a gacha game. Are the gacha games, are those what Konami makes now? I don't think I've actually formally played a gacha game. I know they exist and I kind of get the premise, but I don't know if I've ever actually played one. I love y'all too. Y'all have been amazing and I love meeting new people through you guys. Yeah, they're amazing for just supporting everybody. What game? My worst is either... Okay. I'm going to take a shot. Is AFK like a mobile game? Like AFK Arena? I have no idea what K-Hux is. Split between the anniversaries for Dragon Ball Legends and Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Split what? Oh, that's the $400. Okay. Normally, Tier 3 subs require a playthrough of New Vegas. I see what you're doing there, Skip. I want to play it. Actually, it's kind of funny that you say that because I swore, I promised everybody that I was going to play New Vegas as soon as I had PC games compatible with my streaming setup, which I now have. And I still haven't played it yet. We will get there. The problem is it's a very long game, especially since I fully intend on doing the DLCs. And I only stream 3 hours a stream, typically. So it's going to take a while. That's the main reason why I've held off on it. We'll get there. She's Enchanted's mod too, so you got to watch out. She's mean. I don't believe you, Unspoken. She seems to be very lovely. I'm very mean. Well, okay, never mind. I'll steal all your candy or maple cream cookies in this case. You have to find them first. I challenge you to find them. Please don't steal my cookies. We've got issues. Kingdom Hearts Unchained and... Oh, I was right! Nice! That was just a shot in the dark. I don't play it, so... And I have no idea. I didn't know it was considered a gacha game. I thought it was just considered an idle game. Which I never understood the point of those, but that's the problem when you haven't played them, you don't know. K-Hux went offline, so, you know, money down the drain. Oh, really? Oh, that sucks. Well, I mean, did you enjoy it while it was still online? Because not necessarily down the drain. If you think of it like that, maybe. Yes, I concur, Enchanted. I have a lot of cookies. Been here a while. Unspoken, are you flexing? 360. Okay. I need to look into stream elements. You should have more cookies than that with the... Actually, I don't know. No, you should have more cookies than that. Now that I think about it. I'll look into that for you. Oh, Skip, thank you for giving Ursuma some cookies there. Remember, you can gamble if you want. Unspoken has been following for 2 years, 3 months, and 8 days. That is insane to me. Dear Lord. I did enjoy it. Thank you for the different perspective. I try to make things positive. What can I say? I don't always succeed, but hey. Doesn't matter. Shannon has been following for 2 years, 3 months, and 8 days. And 2 hours. Somehow Enchanted beat you here by 2 hours Unspoken. Yeah. Thank you for the sus amount of cookies. Yeah, Siren, we met you much later, so... Oh, we're coming up on 2 years for you, though. Yeah, Arma, you might have to try again. Stream Elements is picky when it comes to cooldowns. Jumping in the shower real quick. Oh, alright, Skip, sounds good. Enchanted laughing evilly. I love it. 59 minutes and 7 seconds. Alright, so theoretically you would have only earned 60 cookies in that time. And I don't know if you gambled or not. So I guess it did give you cookies for subbing. I guess it just is not proportionate. So I need to look into that. I don't know. Heck yeah, almost an hour. Yeah, cooldown, yeah, exactly. 1 year, 10 months. I remember when I met you, Arma. Resident Evil HD Remaster. And it was great, too, because it was just me and Wendigo when you jumped in, I believe. And you actually have a lot of insight into the series. So you were able to fill in a lot of the gaps in knowledge that I had. Because that was actually I've played Resident Evil 5 before, but it's Resident Evil 5. So it's not a terrible game. It's just it always felt like a generic action game to me, so I didn't really take it too seriously. But yeah, HD Remaster definitely. You could feel the lore in there. Always appreciated that they were able to fill the gaps. 160,000 cookies, dear Lord. Siren, I think you might have the most now. I'm going to leave a lurk, shower as well. Won't be long before I head off to bed. Glad you're back. Unspoken, thank you for everything tonight. Your awesomeness knows no ends. Thank you for bringing your community here. Thank you for the resub. And thank you for the lurk. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And hopefully I'll be able to catch the start of DK2. Or DKC2, I should say. But yeah, take care. Have a wonderful night. Santi, hello. Thank you for the panda hugs. How are you doing tonight? How was Fallout 4? I'm trying to remember how to type here and I'm failing. There we go. Hugs for you. How far did you get in Nuka World? Look who decided to show up. Welcome back, man. Thank you, Santi. I hope you are well. No worries about the cookies, like I said. I'm going to steal them IRL. You're going to make me put extra security measures on my cookie stash, aren't you? I'm going to have to be careful with you. I mean, you did say you were very mean, so, I mean, I shouldn't expect any less, right? Saying I'm going to be lurking for a bit, got work in about 9 hours. All right, Arma. Well, thank you for swinging on by. I appreciate that, and I hope you have a wonderful evening as well. Good night, my friends. See you in the morning. Oh, you're talking over Sumo. Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Oh, God. I'm looking forward to Resident Evil 3. I'll be honest. I know it didn't score as well as 2, but I'm becoming a fan of the series now, which honestly surprised me. I honestly didn't think... I knew I would probably sort of enjoy the games, but I didn't think I'd like them as much as I do. So I'm glad that I was wrong on that front. Oh, you do have a lot of cookies. Almost 130,000. Siren still has you beat, though. Sounds like a plan. Thanks for a great stream today. Oh, that's for spoken. Okay. If you're talking about chat points, yes, subbing, cheering, etc., gets you points. Yeah. Well, No, I'm confused. I'm sorry. If you're talking about channel points, Santi, you'll notice we don't have channel points here. I just have the cookies that's from Stream Elements. Oh, Unspoken giving Ursuma 5,000 cookies. There you go. No clue if it worked. Yep, it did. Oh, 840. Never mind. Thought is what counts. That's me. Threw my controller when a dumbass raider killed me. Wait. Were you going for the quote-unquote good ending then? Darn straight. You better keep those cookies unlocked out. All right. At least you have the courtesy to warn me. So I appreciate that. Just kidding. We didn't advance as much after you left. Just said hi to 3 idiots, and that's about it. Oh, okay. So the heads of each raider group then. Okay, I gotta ask you something, since this is your first time playing through Nuka World. Which group did you like the least? Because everyone I've ever talked to about the DLC, they've all disliked one group unanimously. It never fails every time. And I want to know if you're going to break that cycle or not. You two, take it easy, everyone. Arma, hopefully we'll see you again soon. Have a good night. I really want to play Village. Unspoken's going to let me borrow it. Oh, nice. Have you played 7, Siren? Stream elements chiming in. Chat point. Oh, you are talking about my cookies. Okay. Chat points and channel points are two different things. Yeah. I agree. Some people use them interchangeably, though, so I have to make sure that that's not the case sometimes. Chat points equals cookies. Channel points, the ones you disabled. Yep. Someday I'll have something to use them for, but until then, we'll stick with cookies for now. Oh, my gambling luck apparently has traveled over from Enchanted's channel. It's really finicky. No. No, you have not played 7 yet? The cult idiots, don't remember the name, but the ones who are commanded by a lady who has a weird helmet. Would they be called the Disciples? I like the pack the most, to be honest. Yeah, the pack's a bit eccentric. They're like party animals that just took it 3 levels too far, basically. And the operators are basically mercenaries that just have no cutoff point. They can be bought for literally anything. Which sounds like the Gunners, in my opinion. So, Disciples is what you mean, then. Yes, those, yep. And the streak continues. Nobody I've ever talked to about that DLC likes the Disciples. Should I play 7? I'm so lost when it comes to RE. Arma's the guy to talk to if you want anything Resident Evil, Siren. Like, he's the most knowledgeable person I've ever met when it comes to Resident Evil. So, I mean, 7 kind of seems to have revamped the series. You play as the same protagonist as you do in 8. I would probably think that playing 7 first might not be a terrible idea, just because it gives you some context of what might happen in 8. But I haven't played either, so I'm just offering uneducated guesses, basically. I know, just don't spoil anything, Panda. Still don't know shit about it. Oh, no, I don't... Sorry, no, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just... Yeah, fair enough. No, sorry. But yeah, no one I've ever met likes them. Someday I will find that elusive one person who likes them. Somehow I avoided all spoilers on all Fallout games. Is 4 your first game? Does that mean you haven't played 3 or New Vegas yet either? I shall talk to Arma. Yeah, that's your best bet. I would say, just to be safe, play it if you have it. But planning on killing them, to be honest, because they have good loot, plus they're annoying as fuck. Well, yeah. I was going to say something, but I won't say it. Never played a Fallout game. Oh, we somehow need to get New Vegas in your hands, Santi. Alright. I don't normally do this, but we don't normally get tier 3s around here either. So, Orsuma, if you are still here. Oh, I put the @ symbol in. I should have known that wouldn't work. There we go. You have been crazy generous tonight. The least I can do is give you a nice, decent stash of cookies. So, there's more than just gambling. Thank you for the cookies. You're quite welcome. You don't just need them for gambling, though. If you type... Is it store? Yeah. Those are different commands. You can spend them on different sound effects, and other various things. Gambling is the most sought after use for cookies because apparently we enable it around here. But if you want some variation.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah. Like that. You do have that option. I will steal your IRL cookies for now. Okay. I mean, I still have to put those extra security measures on because now you've got me paranoid. But I appreciate the thought. I missed a few things here. Let me catch up. I know Fallout 4 is like the worst Fallout game. Or Asuma, thank you for redeeming Party Panda. It's subjective. Some people think it's the worst. Some people think it's one of the better games because Bethesda cleaned up the game mechanics a bit more. So it depends on what you want from your Fallout experience. Where am I at here? I'm back and I'm clean, I think. I still can't smell. Is it a lowered sense of smell or is it non-existent completely? Because that just sounds uncomfortable. Because I imagine that means it would be affecting your taste either way, right? Oh, I'm sorry, Enchanted. I might have stopped your gambling there. Read that. But if I'm liking this one that much, I can't wait to see how much I like the other ones. Fair enough. Yeah. Again, it's going to be subjective. It depends on what you want from your experience. But, yeah, I imagine you will still like them. I'm off to bed, Panda. Welcome back. Siren, thank you for all the gift subs tonight. Thank you for staying up this late, by the way. It's good to see you again. I know you don't normally stay up this late anymore, so I greatly appreciate that you did today. Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful evening, and welcome back to Stream Boss. Where am I at here? I want to get 76 next, and then New Vegas. 76, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's multiplayer. So it might change up the experience for you a little bit. Oh my god, nom noms. That's a global emote? Oh, the poor cookie's making a scared face. Because the top of his head is missing. That's so sad. And at the same time, I want cookies. I see you, Santi. You don't have to roar at me. It's okay. Fallout 76 really isn't a Fallout experience. I mean, out of everyone here, you definitely have the most experience with the game. But, I mean, it has Fallout elements to it. Like, he's playing Fallout 4. So a lot of things that he's seen in Fallout 4 will also carry over into his experience for 76. So to that end, it might feel more like a Fallout game for him that way. Essentially non-existent. I don't know, I'm just an idiot who wants to play and plat games. That doesn't make you an idiot, that just makes you determined. I don't have the determination to go for platting. I don't. Working on staying up later, slowly getting there. Well, I mean, I appreciate that. Just don't push yourself too hard for sure. As somebody who did that and had to take a few weeks off, I don't want to see anyone else go through that. So, yeah. Please take care of yourself. But yeah, have a good night, Siren. It was good to see you again. Poor nom-noms. Oh, I know that part. I'll probably still play it myself unless a friend is actually needed. Oh, no, you should be okay. There'll be specific activities where you'll need friends, but... or other people. I guess you can play with randoms. They've expanded well on the legendary weapon system for sure. If you want to beat the Scorched Beast Queen, you'll need a friend. Basically everything else you can solo. One friend? Don't you need, like, a party of, like, 19 people? I'm stubborn as fuck, man. If I have an idea that I can go through the game without a friend, I won't stop until I finish the game without a friend. Alright, fair enough. I don't know if the exploits still exist for Fallout 76, but if they do, you could definitely do that for that game. It's virtually, from what I understand, it's virtually impossible to solo the final boss of 76. Year 1's final boss. I don't know if Year 2 has anything new to add. You couldn't really solo it because it was just such a bullet sponge. Literally, the one thing that I read, there was an article or something talking about it at the time when I was playing it. It said that it was made, or it was designed to have 8 people in mind. And you could have parties of up to 4 people. So you had to have like a full party. And there had to be another full party there for you guys to have a fighting shot at the boss. Which made me sad. Because I wanted to solo the game too. Well, there goes a spoiler. Sorry, Santi. No, 4 people should be able to beat the queen pretty easily. Did they nerf it, Skip? I don't usually do exploits, but I do grind as a mofo. Grinding doesn't... I mean, they've added a lot more to the progression system, but it's still not... a lot? Like, I guess the legendary... You'll know once you get into it. I'm talking about a game I haven't played in like a couple years, really, so... I should probably stop relating my experiences from when the game came out. I don't know how much that's relevant anymore. Honestly, I could probably solo the queen. Grinding past level 50 is essentially does nothing. Yeah, okay. I mean, the legendary system exists, which everything that you earn past level 50 helps contribute to that, right? No, people just know what they're doing now. Oh, I won't! Wendigo Colossus would be pretty impossible to solo. Is that Year 2's final boss? But I've watched 4 people do Wendigo plenty of times. That won't stop me, mainly because I lose track of my grinding. I just start playing for fun, and whenever I check, I'm around 6 or 7 levels above the one I started at. Oh, Santi, you I feel like this game is going to set you up for frustration. I hope that doesn't happen. At certain levels after 50, you unlock a legendary perk slot up to, I think, a max of 5 when you hit 300. Those perks can be good, but nothing like game-breaking. Okay, yeah, that's not anything to write home about either. See, I like the leveling system in ESO. You level up to 50, and then once you're done 50, you convert over into an entirely different type of leveling up system. You still gain experience, but instead of getting skill points, you get, it's basically like perk points, and you're filling in a grid-like system resembling Skyrim. And it's the champion system. And there's like 1,200 levels now that you can do. And you always feel like you're progressing. And I played and platted Dark Souls. Frustration doesn't affect me anymore. Yeah, but Dark Souls is kind of... There's a certain level of masochism in there. Like, fun can be had despite the frustration with those games. That's why they're so popular. The frustration that I'm talking about that you might get from Fallout 76 is not an intentional design choice. It's... You know how a lot of games, when you up the difficulty, it basically just turns your character into a wet tissue, and it turns every other character that you have to fight into a brick? That's basically the frustrations I'm talking about. You, as the wet tissue, can't die to the brick as the brick tries to rip you apart. That's basically what it is. You will need some levels after 50 just to finish off the perk cards you need. I want to play Skyrim. Are you new to all of Bethesda's games, Santi? Oh, God, you've got so many fresh experiences ahead of you. I'm so jealous. Yeah, there's basically nothing in Fallout 76 that's super frustrating. The game is set up to have, like, healers and tanks and stuff, and basically none of it is required. How does healers work? Like, I know there's perks with the charisma. Like, if you stim yourself, other people will get, like, a 30% health boost or something like that. And it's on a discount, too, but I get paid after the sale. Are you serious? Of course. The good news is that it goes on sale a lot, so... Even if you aren't able to get it this time, you should be able to. I finally saw... What is this thing? Contested... Oh, God. The neighborhood is undergoing a gang war. Great. That's basically... That reminds me of GTA. San Andreas, that's what it's called. We had to fight for your neighborhoods. Anyways, I'm getting off track. At least in Avengers, they just added a stupid hard mission that was bodying people. Nothing 76 adds is of much challenge. Really? That's unfortunate. Well, people want stories, right? They want a Fallout experience, not something that makes them want to throw their controller into the television, so... Or a keyboard into their monitor, I guess. That doesn't sound bad at all. Maybe. Charisma has perks for healing. And legendary weapon perks for healing. See, but, like, it's not like a healer, right? Like, it's just, like I said, like, if you stim yourself, other people would benefit from that, right? Like, it's not like in ESO or more traditional RPGs where, like, you have, like, Final Fantasy, you have, like, your white mage who has cure spells. It's nothing like that, right? You can't run around injecting people with stims, I assume. Look, you can spoil this. We're not spoiling anything for you. We're talking about gameplay mechanics. Which I guess technically can still be considered a spoiler. I'm sorry. You can get that perk up to 70% for healing teammates. Okay, so it is that. That is what I'm thinking of. Okay, I used to use that perk and share it, so whenever me and my friend healed each other too. Okay, well, I misunderstood what you meant by that. It's symptomatic of you healing yourself, and it just kind of benefits. I thought there was, like, an active, like, you could, I mean, I guess if people are down, you can run over them and stim them to revive them, but I thought you could actually, like, heal people like an AoE style or something. Talking about perks and legendary weapons. I'm trying to go into this game. Don't worry. Once you get back into Fallout 4, everything that we're talking about will completely just leave your brain. But all right, let's not ruin 76 anymore for Santa here, Skip. It's no different than specking into a healer in ESO. Oh, I've been slapped. I don't know. Maybe I just need to see it in action then. Oh, right. We solved that. Okay. That's what I was doing in the map. I wanted to find out what each of these are. Memory start. Where's the other one? Period Reese. Oh, that's a viewpoint. Okay, where am I? I'm facing that way, so the other one should be in here, right? Okay. Right there. Do this line of sight style. Here we go. Sophia. Yes, we want to do Sophia. That came out wrong.
What an eccentric man.
I am eccentric. Ah, quirky. Let's go with quirky. Ruin 76. That's an oxymoron. I don't know. He Santi's only played is currently playing Fallout 4 and that's it. So expectations are not where it would have been for you or I when the game originally came out. So I imagine Santi will get some genuine joy out of it because the expectations won't be there. This way. What time is it? 11:30. I apologize. I've done so much talking tonight.
Carry on like that.
Hopefully you guys don't mind the ramblings of a tired panda. Uh-oh. Sorry, friend. Actually. I don't like being half dead, so. Ah, well. Fine, be that way. There we go. Oh, the door. We have arrived! Dog meat for the win! Nope, we don't. Get yourself some bamboo. Oh. I'm a cookie fiend, not a bamboo fiend. Love the talking. I don't feel like you're talking too much. Okay, that's good. We'll pause here real quick. I know there's a delicate balance. Some people wanted to see the game being played. Some people like chatting with, the streamer and whatnot. So, and I fail hard at balancing that. And I'm aware of that, but I like to make sure that people feel like they're not being ignored. So, plus I enjoy chatting. What can I say?
Salute. I am closing in on 2 more books. One near Topkapı and the other in the Baysit district.
Baysit first. Topkapı will be a dead end.
Ah, see.
What do you make of this?
Oh, Ezio. Incredibile. early Coptic bindings, still in good shape. Amazing. This must be a 3rd century transcription of the original.
Sophia, what happened here?
Oh, that happens once or twice a year. People break in thinking they will find money. I do not keep much here, but this time they made off with a portrait of some value. It is a shame.
You keep working. I will find your painting.
Ezio, the thief could be anywhere by now.
If the thief came for money, but took a painting, he should be close by, eager to get rid of it.
Well, if you happen to find it within the next few hours, meet me by the aqueduct. I will be running errands.
I sense a brewing romance forming here. Portrait of a lady. Someone has broken into Sophia's shop and stolen a painting of considerable value. While she works, recover the painting. Steal the painting without the merchant spotting you. Oh, we're definitely going to fail that. I spent so much time grinding and upgrading the Lone Wanderer perk only for me to discover that Dogmeat is an actual companion. So, Dogmeat nullifies everything that you would have gotten with that perk. Okay. I've been playing with mods. Last year I discovered the wonderful world of modding for Skyrim, and several months ago I discovered the wonderful world of modding when it came to Fallout 4. So one of the perks or mods that I downloaded, I don't know which one could have altered it, doesn't make Dogmeat an official companion, so it wouldn't affect, I guess, actually, because I know that in my modded version of Fallout 4, Dogmeat doesn't affect that perk. But I thought it was an inherent, that's how it worked with that perk. So you're telling me that's wrong? Alright, y'all, I think it's my bedtime. Thanks for being so welcoming, everyone. It's good getting to know y'all. Excited to see more streams for you, Panda. Rasuma, thank you so much for hanging out here tonight, coming in with the raid. The tier 3 sub just, whoa. Again, thank you. It's been awesome meeting you. And yes, I definitely hope we see you again down the road. Have a wonderful night. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. You can't say no to dogs, Panda. I'm a cat panda, so I can say no to dogs. Yes, he does. Okay. Alright, so I was just wrong. Apparently mods are messing up what I remember of the game. Great. I can't do mods. I can't get trophies. I have mods. I have played through both games several times before I got into the modding of either one of them, so yeah, for the same reason as you. Like, you want the experience as it was intended before you start messing around with it. Oh, I love all the emotes. Have a good night, Ursuma. Alright. I guess we will try to get this painting and then we will call us, because I am actually very tired. All this excitement. Are they flipping each other off? Okay, I'm over it. Oh, I guess I have to go down. should be able to locate them up here. Oh! No, it's not open. Okay. Definitely the wrong way. Okay. Locating our target in gold. Please get it on my face. There we go. Alright.
Where is it, Ladro? Confess!
I have done nothing. You cannot prove a damn thing.
Oh,
I do not need to. I will just keep hitting you until you talk.
I found that painting. I mean, someone gave it to me.
Get your story straight before you lie to
Alright,
me.
we'll just keep punching.
God help me! He has much better things to do. I do not care how you got the painting. Just tell me where it is.
I sold it to a merchant in the bazaar. How else will I feed myself?
Next time, find a nicer way to be a canalla.
Find the merchant who bought the painting. I didn't kill anybody! What are you talking about? Are you who I need? Oh. I guess you are.
I have a painting to sell, if you are curious. A luminous portrait. You see how lifelike she looks? Her beauty shines through.
There, got my money back.
Speechless!
Dang it! How are you faster than me?
What's this hurry?
I'm almost ready. Why would anyone carry on like that?
What's more, I heard...
Alright, well, we got most of our money back, and we got the painting, so... It just automatically... He just bought it, like... I wasn't even prompted. There we go.
If only Arturo could see.
What the good?
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Nope.
what are you doing?
Nope.
Another Pezevenk who can't contain his base urges. If necessary...
Wait, what? 7, 8. What? Oh. Right.
It is a good likeness, don't you think?
I prefer the original.
Buffone. This was a gift from my father for my 28th birthday. I had to sit for Messer Albrecht Dürer for a full week. Can you imagine me sitting still for 7 days doing nothing?
I cannot.
Una tortura. So, I found you another book location. And it is not far from here, actually.
Grazie.
Ezio, what is this all about? You are not a scholar, that much is clear. Do you work for the church?
Not the church, no. But I am a teacher, of a kind. I will explain one day, Sophia. When I can.
Why is he glitching out? That was weird. Okay, well, we got the painting. There we go. Go down, please. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Siren is stream boss, so she will get cookies. Alright, let me catch up here before we call it. I want this playthrough to be 100% vanilla. After I'm done, I'll do a second playthrough, a challenging one in survival with mods. Oh, Santi. Do a survival run without mods. You like Dark Souls. I think you'll get a kick out of that. My plan is 1, I can't use legendary weapons or items, and 2, I can't use good armor, only basic armor. So basically, you're going to be a stealth character. You're going to be a stealth sniper. That's because I'm guessing that means you're not going to be using power armor. Is that what you mean by good armor? Or are you talking like high level base, like character armor as well? Oh, and I can only use rat away and healing items once I'm under 50% health or res. Or using 50% of my HP bar. But that's for my second playthrough. Right now I'm just chilling with normal difficulty. Okay. I'm not going to say what, but there are some extra gameplay changes for survival mode. So maybe you want to look into that before you place restrictions on you, or maybe you just like the challenge. I don't know. But there will be some things that you'll have to deal with in survival mode that you don't have to deal with now. Minus any restrictions you placed on yourself. So, just so you know. Right now I have a horrible skill build. Everyone does. They got rid of the skills. Oh, you haven't played the old ones, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Character progression in Fallout 4 is bizarre. Glad to have you back, Panda. Thank you, Skip. It was not like riding a bike tonight. It took some time to remember how to do things. But yes, it's definitely good to be back. Made some decent progress with this game. Yeah, we got some things coming up. Hopefully you guys will have as much fun with it as I do. Do I look like someone who uses stealth? You might have to if that's your plan. Because if you don't stealth, that means you're planning on tanking, and you don't tank in survival. You just die. So I like to blow things up. You can stealth with a fat man. Just make sure you get them all in the AoE. And the best armor. Okay, so you're talking about character as well. So no power armor and nothing beyond leather armor. Okay. I'm just happy I can use that. She said command again. Petito, I'm glad you were still here. Yeah, I figured my wonderful brand of obliviousness to things I say would probably be missed. So I know about him, Panda. I was reading about it. Oh, okay, alright. Alright, so you just want to make it real hard. Okay, fair enough. Petito has been suffering coming to my streams and not washing the taste out with Panda streams. You don't have a That's What She Said command, Skip. If you had that, he'd be fine. No fast travel, drinking and eating, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I'm ready to suffer. Alright. I I want to see this something. I genuinely hope that I'm there to at least see some of it. Because there's a little more to the blah, blah, blah there. Oh, thank you for the hugs again. Much appreciated. It's gonna take time off at the new year. Yeah. Christmas is just, with Christmas and New Year's, it's just too hectic to deal with work, streaming, and then obligations on top of that. It's just, I can't see that working out where I stay sane by the end of it, so. So yes, it will be 2 weeks though. That's my goal. I might add on to that. I don't really want to, but if I feel I need the extra time, I will. But my goal is just to take the normal 2 weeks that I would normally. I'll do what I have to do except stealth. And that's why I want to be there. I want to see you power through this. No, but I have a dummy thick command that doesn't get used. A dummy thick command? Like, is it actually like that? And was I aware of it at any point in time? Excuse me, because that doesn't sound familiar at all. I need to know now. You're always invited to see that happen. Just bring popcorn and set volume to 30% because I'll be angry. Alright, sounds like a plan. I know, Panda, again, I read the entire document. Fellow 4 actually warned you about it. Oh, does it? Okay. I don't remember. I mean, every time I play it on survival. So maybe the warnings pop up and I just bypass them because it's just a regular part of the pop-ups that I just don't bother to read because I know how the mode works. They have a special section explaining all changes. I know that it's in the help menu, but I don't see... I feel like you're somebody that likes to be surprised with extra challenges. So I can't see you going to the help menu and looking up survival mode to prepare for survival mode, if that makes sense. Would that be a fair statement, or am I off base? Oh, you shortened it, okay. I'm gonna have to try that now, I need to know. On the help section, in the pause menu, there's a document that explains everything. Oh, you are talking about the help, okay. So you really did want to know what you're getting yourself into. That's definitely good for your sanity, for sure. Alright. I think I need to stop rambling. Thank you guys for being here and supporting my first stream back. It's just been, you guys have been overwhelming with your awesomeness, and I know that Assassin's Creed is not a big hit on my channel, so I appreciate the fact that you guys sat through me failing at this game. It made me feel welcomed back. And you are right, but many people told me to read it because I would need it. Okay, fair enough. Good night. Going blindly into survival is not a good idea, they said. Depends on how much challenge you want to give yourself. Wait, there was a game on? Somewhere in there. It was sprinkled in there a little bit between the chats. Is there anybody that we can raid? I mean, we didn't keep the count, but there's a few people here. Well, I haven't seen Sir Alan in a while. I haven't seen a lot of people in a while, so that's not a fair thing for him to say. Let's go. He's playing Kingdom Hearts with a very long extension to the subtext. We are going to go and see what Sora is up to. We just know that someday there will be a God of War Ragnarok. And it will be wonderful. Alright, let's see if I can remember how to raid. Hey, it worked. Thank you guys again for everything tonight. All the gift subs, resubs, prime subs, bits, follows, insanity, craziness. Again, you guys have been wonderful. I will be back on Thursday. We will carry on with some more Assassin's Creed Revelations. I will not likely do a Friday stream just because I'm just getting back into the swing of things and I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. So probably no Friday stream this week. We will try to get into the casual Friday streams again next week. That's the plan for now. So yeah, hope to see you guys then. Till then, I hope you all take care. Have a good night.